Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Whelan. My pronouns are he, him. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd, and tonight I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly local actual play show.
Flaps!
Tonight, we are beginning a full season of the new game from Atlas Games that is called Planegea. This is our first foray into the 5th edition of the world's most popular role-playing game. Planegea is a world of kinetic action, primordial horror, and mystic wonder. It's a prehistoric campaign setting. So many of fantasy campaign settings talk about a time before time when the Earth was still new. Well, we're playing in that. Primarily because if you haven't listened to our Session 0 on our Patreon, dinosaurs. Everybody loves the idea that they're going to be messing around with dinosaurs in this setting. Some of us will be so excited about dinosaurs that they will in fact be a dino person.
What? Who? I
have resisted my temptation to make so many Trogdor jokes.
Trogdor! Okay.
Consummate V's.
So tonight we begin an adventure in this primordial fantasy setting. Tonight, we're jumping into our story set in the world of Planegea. Now, this would normally be where we tell you that if you want to see how these characters got made and our general dinosaur discussing shenanigans, to subscribe to our Patreon and check out our Session 0. But thanks to our partners at Atlas Games, they have actually brought the Session 0 into the wild. So you're going to want to go back to one episode to that, which I guess will be technically our first Planegea episode to see all of that. But just as a quick recap for everybody before we jump into the story, I'd like to go around the table, have everybody introduce who they are and what they're playing. So let's start with our first Mind Player.
Hello, my name is Tony Cheek. He, him. I am playing Gorm. He is a dwarven twilight cleric. And that's it.
I think you have to give us the full name.
No, you don't.
No.
Oh,
No, because that
have not
is
reached that level of intimacy
Right.
with Gorm yet.
All right, fair enough.
So actually this allows me to show off an interesting element of the setting for Planegea. Now, there are going to be characters that have come from the setting, but they also have changed elements of the characters that you might expect in a fantasy game like this. And one of the things about dwarves in this setting is that all of their names are 7 syllables. And the more intimate you become with a person, with a dwarf, I should say, that they share more syllables with you. So that if you get to the point where you know the full 7-syllable name, you are essentially their intimate partner.
9 syllables.
9?
9.
Oh, man. All right.
I spent a lot of time working on it, you guys.
We made him pronounce it earlier. It was amusing, which is why I was going to make him do it again.
So let's move on to our next Mind Player.
Hi, I'm Jordan Fishburne, she, her. I am playing Inktail, the Saurian barbarian. And a Saurian is a dinosaur.
A dino
person.
Dino person.
folk.
A
Dino
dino
born.
folk.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
I mean, come on.
The Saurians have a whole bunch of different like offshoots that you can do. So you can have like wings. You can be like a watery one. I chose the hammer tails. So
Well, technically you built one for each, and then eventually you settled
I
on one.
chose the hammer tail eventually.
Yeah, if Jordan's character dies, she's covered.
Yep, I got a couple more.
Like, we'll literally run up 10 seconds after. So let's move on to our next Mind Player.
Hi, I'm Sarah Babe, she, they, and I am playing Ioku, who is a starling who's all shiny, and she's a spellcaster, a spell
skin.
Okay.
So, spell skins are what wizards would be in other fantasy settings. But because Planegea is a world where writing has not yet been invented, instead of spell books, they tattoo their mystic runes on their skin, hence the name. Let's move on to our next mind player.
Hello, I am Ethan Eichstedt Anderson, he, him, and I am playing the former halfling that died and then was possessed by an ooze and now is a half-ooze, halfling called Damp, and he's a rogue.
So wouldn't you just be a quarterling?
But then what?
Sarah, they haven't invented math in this world yet either.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say it.
That's too complicated. The hounds are coming.
Bring them on, I have muzzles.
So let's move on to our final mind player.
Hi, I'm Tawny P. Thompson, she, hers, and I am playing Pinecone, the Dreus monk. And as we are at level 3, I have chosen the Planegea specific path for monks, which is the way of abnegation.
Jordan also chose the Planegea specific path that's in the book as well.
Path of the Far Striker.
Oh,
For barbarians.
okay.
Yeah. I get to throw shit.
She's going to be the
Not
yeeting
like
barbarian.
a monkey, more like you guys. Well, Damp isn't too far off.
Porque los dos. All right, so those are our heroes. Now we decided that they've come together as a clan. They are a smaller offshoot of the Lion Clan. There are 4 great clans that run the Great Valley and kind of jostle each other for position and prestige. The Lion Clan is the clan of artisans and creatives, and they as part of our discussions in that session 0, we decided that they basically travel around Planegea to trade and barter sculpture and art and painting and all that stuff, most of which they have packed away on their Brachiosaurus.
Can his name be Travis?
Littlefoot. We all know that.
Can you just name him Travis?
I think it would be better to name him Big Neck.
Stompy.
I kind of like Stompy.
All right, we have an accord. 2 is usually the maximum amount of agreement I can get on any name for anything in this group, so I'm gonna take it. So we begin tonight's game just on the edge of the Great Valley. The Great Valley is the area of Planegea where there is the closest to any sort of civilization. It is a fertile valley full of lush green trees and swaying grasslands, and plentiful water, which is why it has drawn a variety of clans and their fires to settle down in this particular valley. As members of the Lion Clan, you have pulled together the best sculpture and painting and woven, not tapestries, but bits and pieces, jewelry and what have you. Stash them all on the back of Stompy and are heading out of the Great Valley with the intent of trading these items with the various other clans that are scattered throughout Planegea. But on the way out, you stop at a spot on the edge of the valley that is called First and Last. It's something of a tradition for traders of your clan. Because First and Last is the first place that you stop on a journey and the last place that you stop when you come home, hence its name. And as it happens, today, as the sun is going down and spraying the sky in gorgeous purples and yellows and reds and oranges. You have come across another clan that is just coming home. They are called the Nomad Comets. As it happens, their clan fire is over there, your clan fire is over here. So, why not spend an evening telling tales, feasting on exotic meats and cheeses, and basically celebrating the fact that they've made it home and you're heading out. Let's go around and have everybody kind of introduce their character, your opening scene, what they look like. Although this season will be aided in that by the very talented artist Megan Huang, who we commissioned to do sketches of everybody's characters.
They're so cute.
So thank you very much, Megan. It'll also be easier because now people will be able to go. So I'm like 5'4", and I have this color eye, and
I'm adorable. That's the only thing they need to know.
Jordan has fallen head over heels for her character.
She's so sweet.
So there are three things that are going on as the sun sets for on the world of Planegea tonight. Some of the members of the clans are hunting for dinner. Some of the members of the clans are sampling the various drinks and potions that the nomad comets have brought back from afar. And some of the members of the clans are setting up to find a prime watching spot for the star battle. At the end of the evening, the stars in the sky start to clash and bounce with each other for position, because the stars, or the star that is able to knock all of the other stars out of the sky, gets to take a victory lap and is the sun for the following day. Who's doing what? And how do you want to introduce your characters?
Well, Gorm is originally part of the Bear Clan, and the Bear Clan is known for being very, what's the word?
Unbearable?
That I'm used to playing unbearable characters. They are very hospitable, and they know how to have a feast and put it together and get people together. So I think Gorm, who, by the way, is I mean, I guess I'll just say he's basically a prehistoric dwarven moon knight. He's I don't know how tall he is. He's average dwarven height, but he's got stone coming out of his flesh that from the stone that he emerged from, and he's got precious gemstones embedded within his stone parts of his body, and he's wearing like a white tunic with a white hood, and he's got cloth wraps around his legs, and he's wielding, next to him at least, he has a big, large great axe. But right now, he is in front of a fire, roasting probably some sort of meat.
Okay.
For everybody to eat.
Okay. Some sort of large beast that you took the opportunity to slay. Mm-hmm. Who wants to go next?
I'm happy to go. Inktail is walking around with her big stompy feet. She's like pretty tall. They're not like massive creatures. They're still like medium-ish size. So she's only around like 6'3". But she's super wide and thick arms, thick legs, big old shell-ish type of deal on her back, full of scales and some black spikes going down into a long tail with a big old black club on the end. She is mostly walking around with her axe just over her shoulders, just looking back and forth and surveying. She's trying to find the best spot to post up for the star battle. making sure, like testing a couple spots to see how rocky they are for her more squishy friends to sit on. They wouldn't want to have a bad back the next day, you know, just because there's a pebble under their butt. Just
Looking out for that princess in the pea here in the primordial soup.
To that.
these squishy beings are a lot more fragile than us saurians are. So you gotta help your friends out a little bit. So she's just looking around, and she's gonna try to strike up some conversation with the comet nomads.
Okay.
To see sort of what they saw on their travels. Did they run into any hostile groups when they were out there, or did they see any fantastic beasts that they couldn't slay?
Well, I'll give you a choice of three PCs that you can click on to talk to and gain a quest. There is Uao, who is the leader of the Nomad Comets. He's also a starling, and he wears the great white cloak of dyed polar bear fur. Like, basically imagine like a coat of many colors, except it's different dyes that have been applied to this bear fur, and he's the leader of the Nomad Comets. There's Zaylok, who is their leader of the hunt, who is a halfling that always seems to walk like one step behind Uao, and whenever he has something to say, he climbs up on him and just whispers into his ear. And then there is Brava, who is the brewmaster. He spent most of his time sort of setting up his different pots and fires and things kind of boiling and bubbling and turmoiling everywhere, and he keeps putting his mixing stick into different boiling pots and pulling it out and, you know, tasting it and either smiling or grimacing or muttering to himself. And,
Is the tiny little halfling away from Owie? Wow. Wowie?
Uau.
Wow.
Like luau, but without the l.
Wow, okay.
That's exactly how I remembered it.
You can find him by himself at some point.
Okay, cool.
Like I definitely think that if maybe that's the thing is you wait until until Uau basically says you can stand down, Zaylok. Where we have lit the clanfires, and there is another clanfire within sight. I am no longer in danger, and he just sort of shakes his head and says, "Master Star, there's always danger."
This is why I want to talk to this guy.
World.
This is why I want him.
That's why he's my boyfriend. Shut up.
I'm sorry, Zaylok is the halfling?
Yes.
Okay. And then who was the third person?
Brava.
Brava.
I'll walk over to Zaylok.
Well, and when he says that, Uau kind of laughs and clasps him on his back and says, "If I am going to die, to do so within sight of the Great Valley is the way that I want to go, and I don't plan on dying tonight, dear friend." And Zaylok kind of gives him he walks away, and Zaylok is like, just kind of stares and is like,
"Hello, little friend."
and he immediately is like defensive pose, like his hands go into the tattered cloak that he has around his shoulders, and you know that he's got at least one, if not both, hands on some kind of weapon ready to draw.
Inktail slowly raises her axe above her head and rests the head on the ground and just puts both of her hands on top of the handle.
We gotta get you this prop for the rest of the show.
I worked this into a lot of my character thought. Is the axe?
I love it. It's the green umbrella method of building characters. I love it.
How was the trip did you find? You seem like you're on a lot of guard. Was there anything in particular out there we should be aware of?
There's always raiders. And the way that the world shifts, you never know when some monstrosity from the land of Nod is going to spew forth out of a nightmare into the real world. Uau is a good man, but I think because he does not come from the land, he doesn't understand just how dangerous it all is.
Yes, I feel a lot of people forget on how real it is outside of the valley.
You come from outside the valley?
Oh, you know, us Saurians. We come along everywhere, and we have to travel quite a lot before we settle in with some friends, and...
The only Saurians I know from outside of the valley are raiders.
Oh, not everybody's a raider. You don't see everybody where you go and think that they all do the same thing.
You know, where did you learn to swing that axe?
At the feet of my grandfather.
Show me. As we cut to...
That changes my plans.
We'll put the sexy dance fighting in the Patreon only side of the episode. Who wants to go next? If you want to
I was
jump
going
in,
to say I think Pinecone tends to stick kind of close to Inktail.
okay.
So I was originally going to be like, okay, Pinecone is going to be wandering around looking for Inktail, and when she finally finds her, but now you're in a fight.
Well,
It's a friendly fight.
yeah. Well, or is this the thing where the little sister comes up and is like, "What are you guys doing? Can I join?"
It could be that, yeah.
Okay.
Be good.
So Zaylok and Inktail kind of find a fairly open space, and you I imagine Inktail's kind of doing like the pre-stretchy, like, okay, hoop, 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 hoop. Whereas Zaylok is in much more of almost like a gunfighter stance of like, when do you want to jump in and
I think probably about that point works.
so yeah, like you've got your grip ready. On the count of 3, then. 3, 2.
Ah, Inktail, I have found you.
And,
Yeah, you're like,
And I probably just walk right into the middle of it.
Yeah, right between them. Hi.
And Pinecone is pretty tall. So the thing about Dreas is they are trees that decided to not be trees anymore. So she's definitely got kind of brown, barky skin, and her hair is made up of spruce trees. She's got little sprucey shoulder pad type growths off of her shoulders, and then more of them kind of up and down her forearms and calves and shins. And then her clothing is pretty plain. And just very natural fibers. She's pretty tall.
Pinecone. What did I say about walking in the middle of a battle?
In the middle of a what? Weapons.
She was going to show me her axe technique, and I was going to defeat her with my blades.
Oh, you only think you're going to defeat her.
She's like, that's why you're okay, kid.
Essentially, yeah. It's just like, my big old thick dino hand just on the tiny little...
Totally no sell it.
Oh, yeah.
The more Jordan plays a barbarian, the more afraid I am to sit next to him.
I was observing some of the many rituals, but I couldn't find you.
You can watch the ritual of friendly combat.
That sounds very exciting.
What weapon do you fight with?
Oh, mostly just my hands. But I also have this axe.
I just want to hug you and put you in my pocket.
It's always funny to see a tree that wields an axe, I always say.
Why would that be funny?
I just pat. Pine cone again.
All right. Best of 3.
I think she probably only needs one.
No, he has to have a chance to come back. And I start winding up again.
Okay. So we're going to do this as an opposed roll.
Okay.
Go ahead and add your what is your attack bonus for your axie?
+5.
+5, yeah. Same with his knivesies. 12.
21.
Nice.
Rolled that beautiful 16.
So tell me how you whoop him.
Inktail is used to fighting things that are tiny. I feel like there's a lot of chances in sparring with our friend Gorm. A lot of the beasties that we see when we leave the plane. So before she even thinks about doing a downswing, she does more of an upswing to catch him off guard, and then swings around with her tail and just whips his feet out from under
Okay.
him.
Boom, down he goes.
Just is there in a crouch with her axe ready.
Do you still need best of 3?
1.
Yeah.
I extend my handle to help him pull up.
He pulls up. I didn't even, and he shakes off and says, I didn't even get my knives out. I can't believe that I make your second roll.
Sneaky. 21 again.
21.
Oh!
Do we draw?
Fortune tends to favor the PC. Okay.
I like this. I like this.
They're both melee attacks.
Yeah.
Who's got the stronger strength modifier?
Oh, probably you.
+3. I got 17.
Yeah.
We could do like we just whiff and don't even hit each other because we're both 2 on it.
Yeah, I feel like this would be one of those exchanges where it's all like flip, counter move, ha, hoo, ha, wee,
Yeah, and just end in the
and now he actually has his knives out.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to get in on this scene, or?
I think Gorm is still just turning the spit, waiting for someone to that needs healing.
I've got 5 on Inktail.
Oh yeah, she's gonna win for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, 5 what?
11.
11.
11.
11.
5 on Inktail.
1100.
5 what?
Exactly.
Okay.
9.
Oh, lucky. For the final exchange, I feel like
I think maybe he does the like you go for like a pommel strike, and he actually runs up the blade, but you.
As he was running up the blade, you just pull it closer and headbutt him.
that would be amazing because I have my cute little head.
Oh, yeah.
With the spikes
Your
on
cute-
it,
your
and
cute- Your cute little head with your
Cute little
adorable
spiky head.
spikes on it.
and the plating, like the natural dinosaur plating on the forehead back. So he just hops on the top of the great axe, runs up the entire heft of the haft,
Mhm.
and I just directly into him.
And he goes down.
I love this one. Another. Is anybody else?
And he sits up, and blood trickles down on his nose, and
Excuse me, you're bleeding.
I am aware.
Was it worth it?
She's just learning that living things bleed. So
Yes.
I think you've earned a drink, my friend.
if she and I are defending the clanfires tonight, perhaps Uau is correct. Who wants to go next here?
I would like to be basically getting myself some snacks here or there. I'm hunting around waiting for the food to actually show up because I am ravenous.
Okay, so are you so you're hunting food?
Yes.
What are you hunting?
Mainly tiny rodents. Anything I can just pop in my mouth.
Go
I don't
ahead
really
and
chew much. It just
Oh,
kind of
that's
goes
right.
down and then dissolves.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
fair.
he's just one big digestive system.
Ethan, how do you always manage to make characters that are somehow epically disgusting, but like really, really cool?
go ahead and give me a nature check here. Or a nature check, since, yeah.
I will continue the theme of 21.
Yes.
Holy cats. You guys are, I'm sure you're going to
Rolling
fail
them bones?
no rolls when it is important, and all of these setup rolls.
No.
Oh, I'm guessing I'm going to roll the first one.
I have chosen not to roll.
Sarah is calling your shot already.
I
Can't fail if you don't try.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, you're a spell skin. Just only do area of effect attacks.
Why do you think I took like Blade Song?
Yes.
Blade Cloud.
So, yeah, you see a weird little frog that's hopping on it's like a three-legged frog that has like a so like I want to do exotic animals, but it's really hard to not just do like the Avatar thing where you take like a frog and mash it up with like a squirrel and then just
How was
like,
that awful?
Well, I just don't want to a squog.
A squog.
Okay.
A
Turtle ducks are my favorite.
Frurl.
Yeah, so it's a frog with a squirrel tail.
Is
Delicious.
the squirrel tail fluffy or is it not fluffy?
Scaly.
I think it's scaly. I think it's basically like a almost a literally reskinned squirrel, except it has frog legs on the bottom. So it hops.
But only
It
three
hops.
frog legs.
It hops. And then you stab it, do you grab it? How do you catch it?
I take a finger and just boink because I got sticky hands.
Oh yeah. And the finger so basically you use your finger like a
Yeah.
frog tongue.
Yeah.
And you
You want to trade, Tony?
and you hear a voice say, "Son of a nod!"
Yes.
And you turn around, you've got squirrel tail hanging out of your mouth. And Brava is there, and he has like a catching pot. Do you know what I can do with the skin of that thing?
I could try to squeeze it out.
Oh God,
Well,
Yes.
just
phrasing, man.
I think it was on purpose, Tony.
no, just spit it out into the pot.
I'm gonna reluctantly kind of like pull it out of my mouth, but also try to squeeze all the juices.
Is this a Baby Yoda moment?
A little bit.
Yeah.
No. I need the skin. You have to boil the skin off because that releases the dream that releases the dreams in the frog, and then you drink the water and you have frog dreams. Has nobody ever told you this?
No, I just tend to eat things.
Well, you should be seeing the land of Nod right now, and you're not seeing like things floating behind me or anything like that. Like there's not.
I float past.
Not yet.
How is that possible?
Digestion.
Wait. Are you a half ooze?
And I glorp a little bit.
Could you describe for the court what gorp means? Everyone is like, oh, I know what gorp means.
Glorp is.
Rob, you old fart. This is not.
Everybody's
Glorping.
We all learned to gorp in college.
You missed
I
the
learned in high
glorping
school.
class?
Apparently I did.
As a character description, I am a yellow ooze that looks like a halfling outline, wearing some nice brown armor with a little hood and cape, and yeah, I'm gloopy.
Okay. So do you just like shudder?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically have that ripple.
or like a bubble pops out of you, like
Bloop. I can't believe that we made it halfway around. We made it all the way to the Sea of Stars and the edge of the world, and I never saw a half ooze before. Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Sure.
I mean, he like puts the pot down and is like, okay.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah. Well, what is your favorite color?
I enjoy a good yellow.
Okay.
I was waiting for gray.
What is? Do you have to, so when you? How did you find your form? Where did you find it?
All I really remember is waking up in a very moist location and crawling my way out into the world, which is why I'm damp.
Wow. And how did you join up with the rest of your clan?
Well, I was kind of half stalking one of the peeps, like tracking him around, trying to figure out what's going on.
Which one?
A G-man. G-funk.
A G.
a G. Our party member, a G.
The dwarf.
Yeah.
Why were you following him around?
He was kind of the first intelligent thing I came across.
Well, I think if you don't mind me continuing to ask you questions, let's go over to him and maybe grab a little dinner too. That would be amazing.
Dinner's always good.
You can show me how you eat. Ah,
I already tried. You told me not to.
well, but and Sarah, describe your character, please.
Ioku is kind of petite, but still has like a little bit of a shape to her. She has bluish skin that slightly glows with a lot of tattoos. A lot of tattoos. That's a lot of tattoos. She's wearing like a leather like halter, like crop top thing, and then a sort of Xena-esque skirt for mobility and stuff, and has basically like it's a blade whip, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a blade whip that is attached.
For those of you who are fans of video games, the weapon that Ivy wields in
Yeah.
the Soul Calibur series,
Yeah.
or Brotherhood of the Wolf for the cineasts out there.
Ooh.
So what are you doing?
I think this is like an anniversary of like when she fell to the earth. So she's probably a little morose and probably a little intoxicated
Okay.
and just kind of wandering around and like, oh look, they're fighting. Wonder what that must be like.
So I think Uao sees you, and he comes over with 2 gourds full of something fruity that gets strong that Bravo mixed up. And he sits down next to you, and he hands you one. And he says, "I recognize that look.
What look?
This is the day that you fell from the Sea of Stars.
It is.
I've had that look myself on my day.
Does it ever get better?
I don't know. I don't think it does. Not for me, but it gets a little easier every year. I'm coming on my 8th year. But that's why I decided to not stay in one place here in the material world. There's so much to see here.
There is so much to see. And they have the grass, which is nice in some areas. And they have the waters, which are shiny
and the waters which we drink.
Exactly. The people of this planet really do have a good grasp on the drinking things.
Whereas you are still learning?
Yes, I am.
Well, then let me teach you what I have learned, and we can watch the stars battle together.
I miss my family.
Well, we'll see them soon enough. Clack. The camera tilts up from Ioku and Uao as they drink to the star battle, and sure enough, we start to see the stars spin and dance with one another until the motion gets faster and faster, and one by one the stars in the sky get knocked out of frame until there's one that remains, and it bursts into the size of a sun, a purple sun, because this is weird, and it bears down onto first and last in the morning when you are ready to set out for your journey. Except maybe not yet. Can I have everybody make a perception roll, please?
I don't wanna. Passive perception? Or
No,
just
if you don't wish to roll, you can just take it at your passive.
Many.
Yes, okay. I get that.
Yeah.
Please tell me the actual number.
14.
Thank you.
19.
14.
9.
Rob's gonna that's
Oh,
gonna
wait.
get old real fucking fast.
Real quick question: if you have the dot next to it filled in, the preferred or whatever the heck
Proficiency.
proficiency. Thank you. Does that mean you roll advantage?
No, that means you add plus.
The proficiency to your normal modifier.
It might already be worked into your sheet, though.
It might be.
Into your stuff. It usually
Your
is.
wisdom plus proficiency.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're good.
I
Sorry.
can't believe the person that has actually played 5th edition for on other podcasts is the one who's like, how does this shit work again?
You get me away from a table. I forget what we've played.
It all just flushes out.
I have played so many. I don't mean to sound like that person, but I'm gonna. I've just played so many damn games. I'm like, have I? Which dice? What?
Okay, so 14. Anybody above 14?
19.
19. Okay. You were the first to awake in the morning, and what brings you out of sleep is the sound of Stompy. He's like, you hate it when he gets up this early, and your first instinct is to be like, go back to bed, and then your brain clicks in and goes, he's not stomping around your clan fire, he's stomping around the Nomad Comets clan fire.
Someone trying to steal our
Are they
Stompy.
stealing Little Stomp Bastion?
What do you do?
Screw Eagleton.
I'm going to basically yell for everyone to wake up and start running over there.
Okay. Everybody wakes up, and you dash over to the other clan fire, and everyone arrives and is stunned. Because Stompy is kind of walking around in a circle around the campfire, and he keeps walking over to the various members that are laid on the ground, murdered, and nudging him with his head like, come on, get up.
Murder,
Why?
most foul.
Why aren't you getting up?
I'm getting Land Before Time flashbacks.
I go and comfort Stompy right away.
And that is where we end our first episode. Be sure to join us next week for the continuing tales of our adventures in Planegea. For all of us here at Theater of the Mind Players, we just like to remind you that it's just a game. You should really just relax.
You can still cry about it, though.
Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.